Thank you, Madam Chairman. With the reauthorization, there's discussion of changing the levels, or we need to discuss it probably anyway, the levels. What percentage of your clients would require or could use additional monies? I don't know, do they come back to you for more? Do you see they have to go out and get more? Or what percentage could you actually use some more? I'd like each one of you to answer it very quickly, if you could. Just a percentage. Mr. Brown, what do you see?
Well, what I would defer to my colleagues here, since they have the specific data from their respective agencies and they're where the rubber meets the road.
Okay. Sir?
Yeah, Congressman, it would be difficult to really know what that number is because we don't really track that sort of data, specifically whether a firm requests more resources or not. But looking at some data historically, for example, the FY 2000 year group, eventually about 31% of those Phase 2 awardees ended up being funded beyond the award guidelines in order to continue their technological development and increase their chances of success.
Where'd they go to get the money?
To the additional funding, back to the respective agencies, sometimes to different agencies within the department.
So you have multiple agencies that may work together?
That happens sometimes, absolutely.
Okay, very good. That was my question. I was going to follow up here with each one of you.
Okay.
So go ahead.
For NIH, I too am going to base this on fact. Our SBIR median award for Phase 1 in 2008 was about $151,440. And for Phase 2, $841,381. For STTR, the median award size was $149,711, and for Phase 2, $907,970. So if that's the median, I think that gets to the percentage or so that is actually in need of those additional dollars. There's statutory guidelines, and so we've been given the ability to exceed where it's scientifically justified.
So you're basically going above it pretty regularly then, right?
As I mentioned, that because they haven't been adjusted since 1992, we are at those medians. And science is becoming more expensive, and in order for us to continue to encourage the most innovative ideas, rather than those that can just fit under the $100,000 or $750,000, we are going beyond.
How do you use your discretionary ability there? Is it in a statute that allows you to do that, or you go back to the SBA and get some waivers, or is
it's
it
a
easy
statutory guideline, but we have also spoken and worked very closely with SBA so that they understand the areas of research that typically need this additional funding.
So your average award is greater than what the level of award normally is, or is statutorily there? Okay, very good. Mr. James.
Well, we're a little bit like DOD. We don't keep really facts of that, but I can give you some information. We did institute what we call a Phase 2 supplemental a couple years ago. Those are the opportunity for a Phase 2 awardee to get another $250,000 in 12 more months on their Phase 2 award, but they have to be invited by the program officer. It has to show enough promise. It has to be important to their impact of their mission and so forth. And so the number of those, we fund about 150 Phase 2s. We might get 10%, maybe 15 supplementals. So that's an order of magnitude.
Okay. Doctor?
For us, as I mentioned, our mechanism is primarily Phase 2B. We don't, our Phase 2 awards doesn't go up to the limit allowed. We really give a $500,000 Phase 2 awards. So we use the supplemental mechanisms, Phase 2B that I described, to go beyond depending on the ability for them to bring additional third-party funds. And this, the need for additional fund is also strongly dependent on technology. Since we are in a wide spectrum of technologies, some areas do not necessarily need additional money. They can go very fast to the marketplace. In fact, they got to go to fast. But some of them require longer time. Yeah.
Very good. My time's about to expire. One quick question for Mr. Brown. How many dollars do you have left in the program at the end of the year with regards to the allocation that's allowed to you, or you have turned down a lot of applicants for these funds? very quickly.
Again, SBA doesn't give out any funding directly. It goes directly to the agencies that are here and the other 7 that aren't here. At the end of the year, though, speaking of the program as a whole, it varies from year to year. Sometimes there's an agency or 2 that may have a few dollars that went unspent, and in the other years, that same agency may go over the threshold. So it depends by year.
This past year, up or down?
Oh, it's up. Yeah, up in terms of what went out, it was up.
Okay. There was more requested than what you had available, or less requested?
Oh, no, I'm talking about the agencies that met the threshold as opposed to those that didn't meet the threshold. You're talking about, are there more applications than?
Right.
Oh, there's always more applications than the
Funds
amount of money that's available,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chairman.